Well, good afternoon. How are you all? As you can see, I'm in my car again. It's not actually raining right now, but I did hear thunder earlier, so I figured I'd be safe. So what am I wanting to talk about today? Well, to be honest with you, I don't really know. I am mad that those protesters in Texas who have been given 30 to 100-year sentences are starting their sentences. I'm furious about that. We should be saving these people from captivity, but we're not gonna. And it has been pointed out to me that they're going to be appealed, and they may likely win these appeals, but that's not going to undo the traumas that they're about to face being in prison for however long it's going to take. So there is still pain being inflicted in the world that we could stop. That's about as far as I want to go on that. Something I did want to say is I actually don't expect this channel to be something that I do long term. I mean, we shall see, it could end up long term in the sense that I don't think the fight against fascism stops anytime soon. But I'm very good at prediction. Not to toot my own horn, though I will. I have very accurately predicted the series of events that have occurred from the moment Donald Trump came down that escalator. I've gotten so much of it right. The one flaw I have seems to be that I don't get the timing right. Everything seems to happen a bit faster than I think it will. And even when I try and adjust whatever it is that I'm giving, maybe I'm giving too much cushion, or I don't know. That's something I don't seem to get right ever. The timing seems to always be off, which is unfortunate. I'd rather I was wrong and it was happening slower than I thought it would. But doesn't seem to be the case. Everything happens faster than I would predict. But however this fight goes, and again, I do think it's going to become a civil conflict, one way or another. I don't see a way that doesn't happen. And I do hope that this is the first time that I am significantly wrong. Believe me, I don't want that to be the case. I don't think I survived that. I could lose family in that. And even if I do survive something like that, I don't know much about conflict. I've never been in a war. I'm not a soldier. But I can imagine that if I had to fight one, the things I may end up doing, taking lives, if you have to live with that the rest of your life, it's just, that's rough. So it's not something I want, especially if I survive it. And if I lose people that I love, I fully realize the gravity of the situation. But that's not the point. The point is that this channel, if it comes to a situation where I have to, anything could happen, I may not be recording videos anymore. Or even if this ends phenomenally well, once this period of time is over, once this fight against fascism is over, I'm done with this channel. I don't want to do this. I'm not even going to be able to make money off of this. Anybody who has watched multiple of my videos can pinpoint exact moments that videos won't get monetized. Even if I had all the subscribers and viewers tomorrow, so much of what I make will not be monetized. And I'm fine with that, I don't care. I'm not doing this for money. And it would take too long for me to get enough of a following to get money to put into any sort of good cause, that this isn't why I'm setting out to do this. And I don't intend to do it forever. What am I going to talk about once fighting fascism is over? And I don't really want to talk about anything. I want to go back to when people were somewhat decent and normal, or at least seemingly so. When I turned 21 and I was going out to bars, man, we all just kicked it. We all just chilled. We got drunk. Man, we all just had a good time. We smoked weed. We maybe dropped acid, did shrooms every now and again. We were all... Yeah, times were good, man. And then just psychopathy infected our society. And now we're here. And I want to go back to, although I'm a bit old to be acting a fool, going out drinking all the time, doing a bunch of drugs, I do want to go back to a time when I can talk to someone and not have, not even subconscious, a conscious paranoia that this person could be fucking batshit crazy. I want to go back to not having to worry about that so much. Where I could just have an occasional drink. Or I could just ask someone, hey, you want to go see a movie? Dune Part 3 is coming out soon. Let's go watch that. Which I am excited for, by the way. Or like, you know, I'm not very good. I'm the kind of person that likes to do things, you know. Somebody asked me to go to the pool, I'm going to the pool. Someone asked me to go play disc golf, I'm playing disc golf. I've played it before. I'm not good at it. I don't have my own set, but I have gone many times. Somebody asked me to come play pool, I'll go play pool. I just like doing things with people. The only reason I've stopped doing so many things with people is because, unfortunately, where I live, you know, too many people are either part of the cult or just believe in other fucking insane shit, and I don't have patience or time for it. And that's an unfortunate consequence of poverty, is that it typically is also the uneducated. And it is mostly the uneducated that believe crazy ass shit. And I never escaped poverty. So I am surrounded by these people. And somehow something happened. Now, I'm not a genius, you know. I'm not the brightest person in the world, but somehow I was intelligent enough that I just don't believe crazy ass shit. I believe in evidence. Prove something to me. I believe in reading things to find out what isn't true. I believe in show me the money, you know? Like, people pay lip service to ideals like this, but then they don't seem to embody it. But I believe that we will get to a point. See, I believe, rambly today, apologies, but it's what it is. I believe that the arc of human history is one of constant improvement. You know, we crawled out of the caves and we came down from the trees and we were barbaric because of course we were. We're animals, you know? We've had to gradually learn all kinds of things. And it only happened by standing on the shoulders of those who came before us, who were progressively, the further back you go, more barbaric, but they were learning and implementing better things as they went along. And things have constantly improved, you know. There's horrible things now, for sure, you know. Human enslavement still exists, but it used to be commonplace. It used to be everywhere. It used to be the way all of society worked, and that's not the case anymore. Women did not have rights anywhere. It's not the case anymore. And while we are backsliding, and I can point to moments in human history where backsliding occurred, I do believe, excuse me, that eventually this backsliding will stop and we will correct course and continue these improvements. But it will take time. I don't remember why I went on that tangent. But I do believe people will, you know, wisen up again, you know? I do think things eventually, I actually do, if you ask me my honest opinion, think that our democracy is going to die. I do think we're not going to save it. I think it'll die, and we will have to fight to restore it. But I think we will successfully restore it, and we will be better for it. But regardless, I think a time will come when we are better, and I can just go out and chill with people again, and be fine, you know, and people will be relatively normal. But when that day comes, this YouTube thing is over, you know? I love video games. I could talk about video games all day, but I don't really want to make a YouTube channel doing that. Same thing goes for books, for movies, for shows. I love football. But I don't really want to make a YouTube channel about that. I don't want my face out there. I don't really enjoy much of a spotlight. I'm doing this because I believe in the power of, whether I'm naive or not, of inspiring people. I'm a regular ass dude. I don't have bodyguards. There's no one who's going to protect me. And yet I will say these things even if Adolf Hitler himself pointed a gun at me with him and his little goons and tried to stop me. Because that's what we have to do. That's what you have to do. You can't just pay lip service to principles. You have to be willing to stand on them and make whatever sacrifices you make to defend those principles. Otherwise, did you ever really believe in those principles? And so that's where I am. I'm just a regular guy. I can't do much. I don't have much, but I am going to stand my ground no matter what. They can see me. They can find me. They know my name. It doesn't matter. And I will defend myself when they come. Absolutely. And although it's a little morbid, I don't think there's a pretty good chance I am not going to survive whatever comes my way. But god damn it, when I go out, I'm going to make the best of it. Because, I mean, you know, if it's over, you know, I can't cry about, at least in my mind, it sucks. It's not fair that any of us have to go through any of this. It's not just unique to me. But I'm 33 years old, you know? Kids that went and fought the Nazis, some of them died on Normandy Beach and they were 18, 19 years old. And that was it. That was where their life was cut short. Who am I to feel like I'm better than that? Or complain that that could happen to me when I've made it through so much more life and I've gotten to enjoy so many luxuries and freedoms that these people sacrificed to give me anyway. And now it is our turn. That is what is required of us. And it sucks. It's not fair, but it wasn't fair to the people who fought the Nazis. It definitely wasn't fair to any of the black people who went and fought, experienced the less racism of France, and then came back here and were treated like shit again. And yet they still made those sacrifices. It wasn't fair to the Martin Luther King when he had to fight for the freedoms that, you know, it wasn't fair to any of them. It's not fair to us, but what are we going to do? Cry about it? So essentially what I'm saying is, I appreciate anybody who is supporting this channel, anybody who subscribes, anybody who likes, comments, watches it. I even appreciate the MAGAs who do, because you're giving me engagement. But when this fight is over, I am done with this channel. I don't like it. I'm doing it because, you know, I feel it's the right thing to do, and it's what I can do right now. So, rambly talk, apologize for that, but it is what it is. Everyone be safe, and yeah, have a good one.